The Panthers are here. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense has resurfaced in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And although these are not the original Black Panthers or the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, nor are they in conjunction with any of the new Black Panther movements that we have seen in the last 20 or 30 years. This is a new movement. However, they are claiming to continue the legacy of the original Black Panther Party, and they're led by this gentleman right here. This guy's name is Paul Birdsong. And Paul Birdsong, just back in 2020, he said that's when he got his political awareness. That's when he became politically active and aware, and it was all based on the aftermath of the George Floyd killing in Minnesota. Now, recently we've seen these new Black Panthers, and I don't want to be confusing them with the new Black Panther Party that was actually started as the Black Panther Militia by Michael McGee, and then the new Black Panther Party kind of sprung from one of the chapters, which was started by Aaron Michaels. And then we know Khalid Abdul-Muhammad became their national chairperson. But not to be confused with them. Because in fact, when I first seen it, the first thing I was about to do was call up my big brother Samir Shabazz, like, what's going on out in Philly with these jokers calling themselves Black Panthers? Well, anyway, we just seen recently, coming on the heels of the murder of Renee Nicole Good by ICE agents, we just recently seen these guys calling themselves the Black Panther Party in Philadelphia. Here's a clip of them in Philly.
I can hold my gun like this. It's the law. Philadelphia Crime Code 6108 says I can hold my long arm in my hand. Just can't have my finger on the trigger, but it's not. So don't ask me to do nothing that's against the law. Can I help you?
I guess you feel like Huey a little bit, huh? I guess you feeling like Huey. He's citing the law. At least let him know he has an understanding of the law.
It was y'all. You part of that. It was y'all. It was y'all. If you don't like to be labeled in with the slave catchers, you shouldn't have taken that whole sellout. You are a sellout. You wearing this. You are a sellout.
There we see.
You got to do whatever they tell you to, including hurt your people. Because you're walking up to me and I don't like you and I don't trust you and I don't got no conversation with you. So unless you're investigating the crime, leave me the alone. I don't care. I got a gun license right here. This is legal. Philadelphia Crime Code 6108. Move your car out of people's way and get the out of my face. Thank you, officer. Have a good day. You have a bad one. Sell out.
He seemed like he really tough with this cop. He seemed really tough with this pig, calling him all type of sellouts and showing off his gun and whatnot have you. And I mean, basically, he's not breaking any law. So it's easy to stand strong like that when you know that there's no law being broken. You have all these witnesses and cameras out. So it's really not hard to do what he's doing. And we know that Pennsylvania is a gun-friendly state. You can open carry in Pennsylvania, for those who don't know, as long as you don't have any felony convictions. And there you see him, he's going back and forth, calling the pig all type of sellouts. And, you know, I just can't help but get the feeling that these brothers is cosplaying. Like, I just can't help but feel like there's a lot of cosplaying going on with these Black Panther brothers right here. The officer apparently approached them. I guess he's seeing these brothers out there with their guns and, oh, what's going on with these guys out here? And so he runs down on them and see what's up with them. And there you see him reciting, you know, his law, or reciting, and there you see him, you know, acting big and bad for this cop. If you're really looking at warfare and you're looking at strategies and tactics, you just put yourself on a certain radar, even with the black cops. And not to say that there's a real big difference between black cops and white cops, because they're all part of the same institution. And that's what the real problem is. The problem is the institution and not the individual. You're still ignoring the fact that you're dealing with individuals who can think for themselves to a degree. You know, being that it was the death of Renee Nicole Good that really seemed to bring them into action, because I believe they're doing a ICE. They watching and counter patrolling ICE, sort of how the original Panthers used to patrol the police in black neighborhoods, which I find it interesting that there's such a fervor to protect immigrants by the Black Panther Party, even though the Black Panther Party historically is a power to the people organization, not a black power organization, but a power to the people organization. It was still an organization that was designed to empower and protect black people specifically, correct? Okay, let's go to another clip of these guys, though, out there in Philadelphia.
Size of a window, safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit.
Yeah, it seems like the sensationalism, it seems like the gun, that's what they are fixated on, the symbolism of the gun, which we know we know the gun represents a symbol of power, force, and even resistance. But to sit there and say that they're the same Black Panthers from back in the day, but a little bit more aggressive, maybe in language, maybe in I don't know, because I don't know what he means by more aggressive. It's because of they felt aggressively speaking to the cops. Like, I don't see where they're patrolling their own neighborhoods. Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, where these guys come out of, is a shithole. Let's just be honest with you. Philadelphia might as well be called Philadelphia. For anybody who's been there, anybody who's been around there, my mother's side of the family is from out there. I'm very familiar with Philly. It is a shithole. A very filthy city with a lot of crime. Ain't no brotherly love in Philly. And so I would expect more community services. I would expect more community work like the original Black Panther Party was doing. You know, that they had the breakfast programs, or you going to the stores and you telling them, yo, I need you to come up off this milk, come up off these eggs, because we trying to feed these people out here. We trying to feed these babies, you know, before they go to school, or whatever the case, or you even feeding anybody. What are you doing for the people? It seems like grandstanding, but let me look at some more of this, because I don't know a lot about these guys.
Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly.
Okay, now I'm starting to be worried about this guy. Now my spidey senses are starting to tingle about this guy. Are you trying to create a situation or provoke us to get into an armed struggle with ICE agents who are enforcing law enforcement against immigrants? So are you, like, I'm trying to figure this out, Mr. Birdsong. Are you trying to create a situation to force black people into an armed struggle with ICE agents? Or even make this to be our problem? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, we need to start minding our black business. I'm confused about this whole uproar with black folks and this immigration thing. Don't get me wrong, injustice is injustice, and when we see it, we recognize it immediately. But is this even our fight? We sitting up there like you up here talking about protecting people who I've never seen them stand up for us. You really want us to go out there and put all of this effort into protecting people who have never stood up for us once? Yeah, I'm a little confused about this guy. It seems like he's trying to clout chase. It seems like he's trying to use this as a catalyst to boost his organization and his numbers of his movement.
If you are going to legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serving up on me,
Yeah, I don't know about this guy. We got one more clip of this guy. Let me look at this last clip because see the type of rhetoric and language that he's speaking. It's not well thought out. It's not responsible. It's not mature. He's not speaking in a mature fashion to let you know that he even knows what he's doing with that gun. He's just telling you, you want to go out there, you got to make sure you get something bigger than they got. Okay. You're one person. And I only see about 4 or 5 people around you, if that. So where is the intelligent strategy at? Where are you being an intelligent strategist at all? Or are you being sensational? Is this sensational? The tough talk, the aggressiveness. And I'm looking at you, brother. I'm not sure where your family is from, brother. I'm not sure. You got the good hair thing going on with the, with the what they call it, the fair skin. You got the fair skin with the wavy hair going on, brother. I don't know. I don't even know if you really part of the family. Did you just sneak into the cookout? Now you trying to get everybody all roused up. But let me look. You got another clip of this man explaining, I guess, the mission of the Black Panther Party as of 2026. So let's look at this one right here.
The Black Panther Party is not a black nationalist organization. The new Black Panther Party might be. I'm not sure. The Revolutionary Black Panther Party might be. Any of these variations of Black Panther parties might be. But the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, the one that Huey Newton started with Bobby Seale, is an internationalist organization that stands as allies with oppressed people no matter what their ethnic background is, no matter what their cultural background is. So just like...
So he's an integrationist, basically. He's a We Are the World warrior. That's what we're looking at right here. We're looking at a We Are the World warrior right here. So the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense under, I don't even like calling it that name, but what he calls the Paul Birdsong Black Panther Party for Self-Defense is a humanitarian, so to speak. It's a rainbow push movement. From his own, you heard what he's saying. We're trying to protect oppressed people all over. It's an internationalist movement. Whereas I don't remember that being part of the statement of the original Black Panther Party. I know that, there was a concern about oppressed people, period, all over the planet. But I do know that Black people was absolutely the focus of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. That I do know.
My predecessors stood up against the United States of America's imperialist regime with Vietnam to stop the Vietnam War. I don't know if you know your history. The Black Panther Party was strictly opposed to the Vietnam War. We had the Rainbow Coalition with all different ethnic groups coming together.
There you go. What I just said.
Fighting against the regime together. That's what we stand for. All power to the people. We're not racist. The very ideology of racism in and of itself is not intellectual, being that there's only one race on the planet, and that's the human race. We have different ethnic backgrounds.
I don't like this guy. I don't like this nigga one bit. I don't like him one bit. He clearly is clout chasing. He's clearly looking for popularity and to be, the next figurehead, I guess. Kind of reminds me of that Grandmaster nigga. With the NFAC committee, the Not Fucking Around committee, that dude. He kind of reminds me of that with the cosplaying and the showing of aggression and with the show of strength and aggression. And I didn't really see much strength. I seen a couple of guys with guns and a sister, but he really reminds me of that whole NFAC movement that happened that just came and went. I don't know where any of them brothers and sisters is at right now. I know they came and did a spectacle. The Grandmaster guy was like, blah, 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 blah. We not fucking around. All them guns there, Stone Mountain. And last I heard, a nigga in jail somewhere with no fanfare. But that's just how the movement goes. But anyway, I see this brother, and I'm hearing what he's saying, but I'm not feeling this guy at all. I'm curious to why he even wanted to go to the Black Panther Party, why he wanted to use that name instead of recognizing, let me finish watching this clip.
You know what I'm saying? We have different cultural backgrounds, different skin colors, different languages and ideologies, but we're all part of one human race. You know what I'm saying? So, racism is in and of itself irrational, illogical, is unsensible, just doesn't make any sense. No intelligent person would embrace the ideologies of racism. So, we're not a nationalist group, we're an international group. And then another thing, couple things.
All right, that's enough of him. That's enough of this guy. This guy right here is nothing like the original Black Panthers. I see he's trying to use the original Black Panther ideology, and he's using some of their talking points. He's even speaking on racism. I don't think he actually got the actual gist of things, though. Nor do I think that this guy is for black people at all. He clearly has let it be known that his idea is some rainbow coalition type of movement. So he's definitely not somebody who is for black people, and I'm not sure who he's for. This is the guy right here who'll have you sticking up for immigrants and Mexicans getting deported. This is the guy that'll have you out there fighting ICE, sticking up for immigrants. He'll have you out there at the gay rights parade, sticking up for that cause. Like he seems like one of those people who he's just trying to find a cause to fight against. That whole power to the people ideology. And it's interesting because right now we're in 2026. Why are all these movements trying to piggyback off of the legacy of the Black Panther Party? The Black Panther Party was one of the biggest threats to national security, as said by J. Edgar Hoover. Why do all of these movements need to use the Black Panther Party name and emblem for what they're doing in 2026? We need to look at the Black Panther Party for what they were. The Black Panther Party was a symbol of strength. You had youthful, intelligent youth. You're talking about a movement that was created basically on a college campus. So you're talking about that youthful, change the world type of energy. These was very intelligent, young, strong brothers. We need to look and say it's 2026. Let's look back at what the Panthers in 1966 did that actually worked. Let's look at everything that they did that worked. Let's implement the different survival programs, the different political education programs, the things that endeared them to the actual community and didn't separate them from the community. Didn't make people look and say, oh, here come these Black Panther niggas. Pretty much how when you walk past the Hebrew Israelites, we want to create something different. We want to create something more communal where the community sees the people and say, okay, they're for us. Like, why aren't they not only looking at the things that did work and trying to implement the things that work, but also looking at the things that absolutely did not work? You got to understand the Black Panther Party, the original Black Panther Party, was decimated. And we see the strength. When we see the original Black Panther Party, we recognize the bold and audacity that these brothers had to step up against the most powerful government in the world. These were college kids. This was a movement that was built on a college campus. So it's natural for people to look back at that and draw inspiration from that. I'm inspired from that. This just picture right here inspires me. But there's a lot that also happened that needs to be talked about. And we need to look at not only in 2026, what did they do that we can take from? What were they doing that created such a threat amongst the enemy? Because you're not doing shit unless the enemy recognizes you a problem. What were they doing that they had to be neutralized? What code did they figure out? And then we got to look at the things that became their ultimate downfall. The infiltration, which then led to the infighting, the drug use, the pseudo gangsterism, the splits and rifts. All of these things contributed to the downfall. You got these cats out there that they just want to throw on a beret and the leather jacket and walk around with a gun. You doing nothing but cosplaying. There's no real strategy in that type of thinking. If we really looking at victory and really trying to win, you gotta be a strategist, brother. So I'm talking to Paul Birdsong, because I don't know Paul Birdsong. You seem like a bird-ass nigga to me. That's what you seem like. You seem like a bird-ass nigga who's trying to get popular and fame off of something that was already hot. You doing the P. Diddy remix right now, B. And I'm not feeling it. That's what's going on right now. This nigga Paul Birdsong, right here, I'm putting him back up. This nigga right here, Paul Birdsong. You're doing a P. Diddy remix right now. You just want to be loud. You want to be loud and seen. That's the problem in this whole movement, period. It's too many of y'all. It's too many Paul Birdsongs. You know, these cats who get up there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we look back into you, I'm pretty sure if we look deep into your history, you was a rapper. I'm pretty sure you was used to rap. I'm pretty sure we'll find a rapper who didn't make it in this nigga right here. I'm almost pretty sure. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. You know, is these jokers just cosplaying, or do they seem to be sincere and bring a genuine plan to try to help the people? Is this even worth the cause? Because if you ask me, it's clear you trying to put us in a situation that we don't need to be in. I'm watching this Paul Birdsong nigga, and I will let it be known I do not trust you one bit. And you're still new in this, so maybe it's your ignorance that I'm seeing. Maybe it's your lack of ignorance based on, so maybe it's your lack of ignorance mixed with your ambition. So maybe I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that the ignorance mixed with your ambition, and I'm reading you wrong. And I hope that's the case. But all my people out there, watch this nigga. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Blak, I'm out of here. Pragmatic. Peace.